Son.
Good morning. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be with us today. The firefighters, paramedics, and police officers have called you here today to display our dissatisfaction with recent events that have transpired in our city. Over the past 6 months or so, the city's public safety professionals have come under increased scrutiny. A discussion that started with a group claiming to be citizens for fiscal responsibility initially spoke about concerns over retirement costs, but they have gone so far as to suggest that some fire stations should be closed at night, a move that would leave those in need of emergency services in peril. These suggestions lack foresight and are irresponsible. When it comes to our retirement system, the residents of this community should know that our members contribute 10.2% of their salary. The retirement system is in good shape. It helps to attract and retain the highest quality personnel. Is it as funded as we would hope for? No. That is why we've offered to enter into negotiations with the city to work towards a collaborative resolution that reins in the city's costs while giving due consideration to current and future members. When it comes to the city's financial status, the city is in excellent shape. The city holds a AAA bond rating. It is a full-service city on one of the lowest millage rates in the state of Florida. And it ensures that each department operates in an effective yet efficient manner. In fact, the city's public safety umbrella, which includes police officers, firefighters, and paramedics, and the city's pension costs for those employees, cost approximately 15% of the city's overall budget. On Thursday, February 21st, city leaders met outside of the Sunshine in an executive session to make a decision on whether or not to continue to work in a cooperative spirit with their public safety professionals. A decision that has the potential of saving the city $15 million over 3 years, or in essence, a potential of $150 million over the next 30 years. Unfortunately, when the meeting was over, the city chose to delay the process and kick the can down the road. This would be the 3rd time our union has returned to the table in good faith in the middle of a contract. According to the city manager, our previous concessions so far has saved the city in excess of $3 million. Here we are willing to try once again, and the city refuses constructive dialogue. But we cannot stand by and allow misinformation to go unchallenged. It appears as if the majority of our elected officials have chosen to use this issue for political gain, pushing the issue closer to the March 2014 election, rather than working together in a cooperative spirit. We are appealing to their good senses. We are proud to serve the citizens of Boca Raton, and we will continue our commitment towards saving life and property. Thank you. Questions?
What's your next step from here on out? Is there any way you can try to persuade them to take this up earlier, if that's what you want?
Well, we're in the middle of a contract, and it takes a collective spirit. Both parties have to agree to go to the contract. We already met with city management. City management and the union are on the same page as far as cost-saving measures, as far as working together in a cooperative spirit. Now, the issue lies with the elected officials.
And what do you think of this group of citizens with fiscal responsibility? Do you think they're purposely going after, the unions to try to pull money for other budgets? Or what?
Well, the city doesn't have a budget issue. The city has a balanced budget. The city's doubled its reserves over the last 10 years. The city is well financed, so it's really not a financial issue. It seems to have a little political mischief to it, because here we are in the middle of a 3-year contract, and there are challenges over pension issues, and retirement costs, when our contract doesn't expire until September 30th of 2014. But we do have a big election coming up in this city in March of 2014, an election that, will be heavily contested. 4 seats up for grabs. So there seems to be a political tone to their message.
So are you saying that rather this be decided with the council being familiar with and one that
Well, we've always worked with the current council in a cooperative environment. We're expected to continue to do so. Unfortunately, we're not getting the same type of cooperation.
So the 3 million, three or 3.5, you said?
Well, the potential is between police and fire. The potential is $5 million upfront savings.
Right, and that's all from the pensions.
That's all out of retirement costs. But again, there would be a negotiation process to work through.
What happens if it doesn't get renegotiated now and it happens when 2014 comes around?
Well, if it becomes apparent that the city's using delay tactics to bring this closer, and we continue to get attacked from these citizens for fiscal responsibility, they're only going to cause more anxiety amongst the membership. The membership will probably not show the willingness to sit down because it truly won't be constructive.
Can you talk about what kind of negative reaction or response or backlash there could be if pensions are cut in the end and benefits are cut to any degree, what that could mean for the whole city? I mean, would citizens lose out? Would it affect performance?
Well, the city has always offered a benefit package that is competitive, that brings the highest quality employees and hopes to retain those employees over time. The fire service in South Florida is a fire rescue service. It includes, medical services as well. People come in the door, but it takes years to become an experienced paramedic where you get the street set to be able to treat people and provide successful outcomes for them in the end. So, in reducing benefits, the potential is that people would seek employment elsewhere, and they wouldn't come here. In the last hiring process, the city attracted 500 applicants to the fire department in the application process, and we hope to continue to do the same.
Do you know how many positions were open?
We've hired 22 firefighters over the last year and a half. Approximately 50% of those firefighters came from other agencies.
So it was 500 applicants for 22 positions roughly?
It's also important to note that whatever transpires now, if there is a delay, it will not change the quality of service that the paramedics and the firefighters provide to the citizens of Boca Raton. Our job is the citizens, that's our #1 priority, so that needs to be noted also.
But are you concerned that you may not attract as good of recruits as possible if those benefits aren't there? Do you think you look elsewhere?
Well, I think it's fair to say that in any profession, and ours is no different, that you offer a competitive benefit package. That's what helps to attract the employees here. This is an excellent city. I personally came to work after working 3 years for the city of Deerfield Beach. And I came here because the city had a great tax base and that it had a great competitive benefit package. So it is a concern that we would not retain the best and brightest.
I want to thank you all for coming, and we appreciate your help and your cooperation.
One more thing. We went back to the table on 2 previous occasions, and we helped, just on the firefighter side, we helped the city save $2.8 million. It wasn't just about cost-saving measures. We increased our pension contributions from 9.2 to 10.2%. But in doing so, what we hope to achieve was give the economy time to recover. And what we've seen is, we've seen property values start to rise. We've seen the stock market start to rise. We've seen even our retirement system costs. We've seen that those funds have begun to recover. So things are on their way to recovery, and it's going to take some patience.
Zero raise.
Can you give me an emergency of what has been
Zero raise.
We've given up previous negotiated wage agreements, wage increases. We've given them back. We've increased our pension contribution from 9.2 to 10.2%. And those are the major givebacks in the last two. This one would be more focused towards the retirement system.
What's the cost of retirement right now, every year? Just background.
Cost of funding the city's retirement is approximately $10 million between police and fire.
Okay, so this is 30%.
But the average cost over the last 16%, the average cost over the last 16%.
But what you guys want to offer back would say 30%.
16% of payroll.
Oh, 16%.
16%.
Okay.
Again, we haven't gotten into negotiations. The city manager did conduct actuarial studies already. The actuarial studies that he conducted, and the reason we came to the $5 million figure, the actuarial studies that were conducted and paid for by the city have a $5 million savings attached to them. So that's how we came up with the $5 million figure. The city's also done additional actuarial studies on ways to improve the retirement system and make it more sustainable. So to continue to spend money on additional actuarial costs could prove to be fruitless if we're not able to work in a constructive environment.
What are you hoping to accomplish today? I mean, what's kind of next for you? Because do you have any other goals within the city and hope that this, makes the city council take it up faster?
Well, we plan on taking our message to the citizens. Ultimately, we work for the citizens of Boca Raton. They pay our salaries. So ultimately, we plan on taking our message to the citizens. And one way or another, this will be resolved. If we don't get to the table now, we'll probably end up in discussions sometime beginning to the middle of next year, prior to our contract.
You mentioned you think that this has political undertones or reasons behind it. Do you think it's time for the last election?
Well, the dialogue with the city council since the last election hasn't been the greatest. In the last election cycle, we supported Anthony Majors for city council, and the other four council members supported a different candidate, Frank Chapman, and we ended up winning. And ever since then, the dialogue just hasn't been there. It's not the constructive dialogue that we're used to. What we need to do is roll up our collective sleeves, push the politics aside, and let's get down to business. And let's make decisions that are not based on politics, but are based on what's in the best interest of this community.